about the time leaves are starting to come down. So as far as what to do in your yard right now, we're talking about leaves. The thing is, don't do this. Do not bag up those leaves and either let them haul them off to the dumps or the trash site that we have here in Tulsa.
Yeah, I mean, their leaves are down right now. I mean, they're still falling, but
right.
for the most part, they're on the ground, and usually we can get in and mulch them. That's free. That's free mulch. It's free fertilizer. That's free added nutrients to our soil that we don't want to necessarily ship off. And if we get too big of a pile, if we can't get them all mulched in and it hides the leaves of the fescue, then we can go ahead and get those off, put them in a bag, move them to the backyard, but mulch them in. I think this was your yard.
This is my yard. We've got probably 40 to 50 of these big oak trees, and we get a lot of leaves.
Yeah.
When we first moved into our house, I bagged them all up, and mulched bagged leaves, we had 120 bags. That's a lot of bags. That's like every weekend all season long.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Until going through this program and Dr. Zhang, the soil scientist from OSU, talking about just mulch them in, and I was like, well, that'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it? So anyway, in this picture here, I let them kind of get ahead of myself last year, but this is just one pass with the lawnmower. You still see some leaves, but if I make another pass on that, they'll be gone. They'll be invisible. They'll be mulched up. They'll be down in the sand that's in the ground.
Yeah.
It's going to give more organic matter back to your soil. And as Dr. Zhang said, manure and leaves has the same amount of nitrogen, 1% nitrogen, which is kind of hard to.
Yeah, you think manure, you think it has a lot of nitrogen in it, and it has a little, but leaves have just as much too.
Right.
So
it's kind of free fertilizer falling from the sky that you can mow into your yard.
And it's good slow release fertilizer that it won't necessarily be available this first month, but it'll be available throughout the winter. And as spring starts breaking things down more, it's going to release a lot more. Right. And not just nitrogen. I think where our leaves. Our positives on the leaves is our micronutrients and all those other smaller nutrients that we have out there. It's not just nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but it's others out there that as it breaks down, it's going to release those in a form. But it is a good thing. We talked about fescue in a few episodes earlier, but it's not good for the fescue. The fescue won't do very good when it has leaf cover, when it's covered in leaves. So you may have to get in there every other week, go in and mulch that down, knock it down, get those leaves exposed. That's going to break down. That's going to cut it's also going to cut the fescue as well. So that's going to add our greens to our browns with our compost. So we're going to have a kind of a mini compost area out there, and then as the winter goes on and spring picks up, it's going to really release some pretty quick and pretty good. So my suggestion on this, and Tom, you've done it, it's your yard, is maybe around our sidewalks and in our flower beds where a lot of the leaves blow. They blow in the wintertime. So blow those out before, mulch it in with that mulching mower, put it back in, and then you should be good to go. But
well, it's changed my life. Another thing that's changed my life on these leaves is I bought one of these little mulchers, portable mulchers. You pick up the leaves and drop them down in there. So I'll get the leaves off of the driveway or the patio or something out there, run them through there. I'll get 15 or 20 bags of mulched leaves, store that in the corner of the yard for the winter, and then come spring when I'm getting my garden going, I've got my mulch.
Everything's ready
to go. I just got to go back in the wheelbarrow and bring it over and dump it out, and it's pretty pretty nice.
It works good. It really does, and you don't have to haul those off, and we like trees, and that's what happens in the wintertime. And
it's the downside to trees, but the upside is we can use them. That's what nature does. The leaves fall on the ground and we kind of recycle back through.
Yeah. So you're an example of you have a full covered forest in your backyard. 50 trees in the backyard and front yard, so there is a lot of leaves. So why pay somebody to get those leaves off? Run them with the mower a time or two throughout November, December. Then you're good to go. So save you about 300 or 400 to get have somebody come in and blow them out and gather them. You added your grass nutrients to that. So if you can, mulch them in. It's a better thing to do.
And I would much rather run the mower over a few times than put them in a pile and bend over and bag them up and carry them to the curb.
That's right. That's exactly right. And later on, if you've got them in a bag back in the backyard, hey, you can use those for mulch, use those for soil additives, and good to go, ready to go. Yep.
Right. Good tip.
It is. It is.